When a person becomes ill, we act immediately. Doctors, hospitals, medicines, tests. There is an entire system working to protect them. But what happens when a plant gets sick?
The question may sound strange. And perhaps that's exactly the point. Because we rarely think about plants in the same way we think about humans and animals. Not because plants are less interesting, but the surprising part is this may not be a conscious choice. This may be something that our brains do automatically. So scientists give it a name of plant blindness. It doesn't mean that we can't see plants. It means that we tend to treat them as a part of the background, something that's always there, so we stop noticing it. And the strange thing is that organisms we often overlook are the very ones that support almost everything we eat. So they are not just products sitting on the supermarket shelves. They are the final stage of a journey that began with a plant. So let me tell you a story. You wake up in the morning in your cotton sheets. You brush your teeth with mint toothpaste. Take a shower with a fragrant shower gel. Put on your cotton clothes and go to your favorite coffee shop to take your coffee. And if you don't like coffee, you can drink a tea. You pay with paper money and you eat some plants for lunch. You eat some plants for dinner. You read a book made of paper. And that's exactly the point. Many of the things we rely on every day have their roots in the plant world. Yet we rarely stop and think about them. Perhaps because they are always there, quietly supporting life around us, providing food, producing the oxygen we breathe, and they help sustain the world around us. Perhaps we don't notice plants because they don't move, they don't produce sounds, and they don't demand any attention. They work quietly every single day. The human brain is wired to notice the movement and potential threats. That's why we notice a lion more than a tree. The lion might attack you, the tree will not. So, human brain classifies it as a part of the background. Million years ago, early humans depended heavily on animals as a source of food. At the same time, recognizing and avoiding dangerous animals could mean the difference between life and death. As a result, humans may have evolved to pay more attention to animals than plants. Another reason may be movement itself. Our eyes take in far more information than our brains can process. To make sense of all this information, our visual systems are programmed to look for differences between frames. So, moving animals are far more likely to capture our attention, while stationary plants often fade into the background. So, can you take a look at this fruit? Before it reaches to my hand, it was a flower on a tree. So have you ever thought about the journey it went through?
From a flower to a fruit to the shelf of the supermarket.
What if that tree became infected with a disease? Or a new pest appeared at the area where it was growing? Unlike human health, we can't always wait until the symptoms become obvious. That's why countries carry out surveillance and monitoring for pests and diseases according to the international standards of phytosanitary measures. Not after a problem spreads, but before it becomes one.
But what does surveillance actually mean? It means looking for problems before they become visible to everyone. It means setting traps to monitor insect populations, collecting samples from fields and orchards, inspecting plants for unusual symptoms, and constantly gathering information about what is happening in the plant environment. You can think of it as a routine health checkup. The earlier a problem is detected, the easier it is to manage. Because when it comes to plant health, waiting until a problem becomes obvious may be too late. By the time everyone can see the damage, the pest may already have spread. Sometimes, the difference between detecting a pest today and detecting it 6 months later can be enormous. The information collected through surveillance helps countries understand which pests are present, where they occur, and whether they are spreading. This information supports pest reporting and eradication, the establishment of pest-free areas, and many other phytosanitary measures. In fact, surveillance is one of the core activities of national plant protection organizations around the world, but its importance goes even further. The data collected through surveillance can influence trade, market access, and the movement of agricultural products across borders. And the goal is not simply to protect a single plant. It's to protect crops, farms, food systems, and the livelihoods that depend on them. It's also about protecting economies and international trade.
And so, the next time we look at a fruit, perhaps we will see it a little differently. Not simply as something that has reached our hands, but as something that has been protected every step in the way before it reached us. And that's why early detection can protect food, can protect harvest, and sometimes can protect the entire country and yet the whole world. And perhaps the most interesting part of the story is the part that we still don't see.